Hello friends, welcome to TMXing Adventures. Lisa here. This afternoon I am restocking the freezer. And now if you are new around here, you might not know that we don't buy much processed foods. The only things that come in a packet is like tomato paste occasionally, and when I'm shortcutting, things like garlic paste, but otherwise I don't buy biscuits. I don't buy cake. And it's not because I'm a good cook, it's because I have a Thermomix and I want to not have as many preservatives and additives and things like that out of our, like I don't want that in our family food. All right, so back in the day, pre-children, I worked in schools as a guidance officer, and I worked with a lot of kids who were excluded from primary schools for their behavior choices, or maybe choices is actually the wrong word. Often the first thing we changed was their diet, and we took away the tiny teddies and the other packaged stuff, and we gave them real food. And all of a sudden these children had the ability to change their behaviors and make better choices. And it was a fascinating journey. This was pre-children, pre-Thermomix in my world. So food back then, when I was younger, that was the beginning of my understanding of food being so important in very different ways. And so as I then had children, we decided to do life a bit differently and really be quite intentional about the foods that we fed to our four boys. And so, yeah, you don't find in my trolley packets of things like rice cakes is about the extent of it at times. And again, they come down to things that make up, I guess, not even 10% of our shop. It's way less than that. So ice cream is one of those things that is a bit of a treat for hubby and I. We tend to have it at night time when the kids are in bed, quite like a good shot of decaf coffee over the top. And so you have seen me do ice cream a few times in various ways. So I've done the condensed milk ice cream. Let me know if you're watching on and if you've made condensed milk ice cream. I'd love to know. Those of you who have a new TM7, one of the recipes I tell you to make at the very end of my recipe suggestion list is actually the egg-based vanilla ice cream. So the traditional style ice cream. And today I'm going to show you an egg-free version of an ice cream, which I'm super excited to show you. So let me know what styles of ice creams you've made. If you're buying ice cream, this is your video today to kind of tell you there's other ways you can do things, and it's easy when you've got a Thermomix. So let's go straight to start, and we're going to not worry about the vanilla bean. I'm going to put in what's left of my vanilla, and actually got some more vodka to fill this up and put it away and do a bottle swap. Hello Kim, lovely to see you on today. So place that in the mixing bowl. So I'm just going to put, say, a teaspoon of vanilla in the bowl. Okay. Let's go next. Okay, next up, I'm actually going to double this recipe. Hello, Kelly. Lovely to see you on today. You're going to see me put in twice as much. It will only make a small, it says serve 6. As I said, I want this in the freezer so that we can have it at night time. We don't have a huge amount. It's in a little coffee cup, but just enough to put the shot of coffee over and feel a little special. So heavy whipping cream. So I've got some cream here. You could use thickened cream. I like the fact that this is real deal cream. I'm going to double that. Now you'll notice it's in ounces. That's okay. When we've got a Thermomix, if we pick a recipe from America, you'll notice it comes up in ounces, and it's no big deal because the scales also come up in ounces for us, which is really nice. It's a little confusing when you shop, but these days we have Google or Siri in our hand, and we literally can go, hey, what is 5.5 ounces in grams, and it will tell you. So, or the other trick, many of you know, you've been around a while, multiply by 3 and add a 0. So I'd look at that and go 5 times 3 is 15. Took me a second to work that out. Add a 0, 150 grams approximately. So, you know, is my bag full enough for that? All right, next up we've got some whole milk. Managed to score some discounted because it might have expired recently. We won't tell you when. You might not. You might say, Lisa, don't drink it. If it was opened, I'd be thinking about it differently. It's still closed. But yes, I bought it a few nights ago because it expired the next day. I'm doubling this as well, but I do need to use it. And because it's going in the freezer, of course it's going to last, right? which is nice. Okay, next up we've got sugar. Now, being ice cream, it has sugar. Now you can use, hello Sue, you can use a monk fruit sweetener if you preference, or you could use a liquid sweetener, whatever you want. Because this is something we don't have all the time, I'm going to, and because also sugar will be part of the science of how it sets, I'm not going to play with the quantity. Often, you know, if the kids and I are making muffins or something, you will see me reduce the sugar or swap in an apple or a pear, things like that. But I won't in a treat, okay? This is for hubby and I. And cornstarch, which in Australia is corn flour, 1 tablespoon. So I am doubling that. And it is your thickener because this has no eggs. It's like a custard. Like if you are egg free for whatever reason, the Thermomix makes it super easy because you can do things like just put in more corn flour and no eggs with your custard. In essence, ice cream is a frozen custard, just if you weren't aware. And this could be a base to so many things. This original recipe obviously has chocolate chips in it, which I'm not going to include because it's going to go with coffee, but you can do that as well. I am going to talk to you in a second about how I would, so this is cooking now. Regardless of what model, you can make this 7 minutes, 160 degrees, speed 3. Just check that after your 7 minutes, now, okay, I forgot. I have a double batch, so I need to add an extra half time to this recipe. So I can click on that. Half of 7 is 3. So I'm going to just put this up to a full, I'm just going to say 10 minutes. You kind of can't overdo it, okay? But what I was going to say is we're aiming for 70 degrees. We want to make sure it gets to 70 degrees. Hello, Carrie. Lovely to see you on this afternoon. So keeping an eye on that because we are turning it into our custard, yeah? So we need it to get up to that nearly thickening in this case step. So something to keep an eye on if you're in a TM31, yours heats a bit slower, just is what it is. So you may need a longer cook time, even if you did the standard batch. I've doubled the batch. If you double the batch, you add an extra half time. Okay, so that's TM31, TM5. Yours probably will come pretty close, but it's still worth checking. Okay, and there's no harm in cooking it for longer. So it's not going to hurt anything in this recipe. The beautiful thing about cooking with the Thermomix is even if something does stick to the bottom or burn to the bottom, it doesn't ruin your food. It's not like just doing a saucepan where you scrape it back in. You know, I think back to the old-fashioned custard and you'd scrape it back in and then everything had that burnt tone to it. That doesn't happen with the Thermomix, which is just fantastic because it's because the blades are off the bottom. They're not scraping the bottom. So after this, it's literally put it in a freezing container. All right. It does suggest before you use it to get it out and rechurn it. My shortcut is I will be laying this on a baking tray, just an oven tray, one that you would put in the oven. I will put baking paper on it and I will freeze this about 2 centimeters at max high for the whole tray. Now, if I remember, I will actually get it out in an hour's time, 2 hours time, and I will then put it back in the Thermomix and rechurn it while it's soft. I could also at that point in time serve it up. I could run a spoon through the tray and I will get a nice curled ball, okay? So if you want to be a bit fancy, you've got friends coming over, you want to do that for after dinner, you can actually do that at the beginning when they arrive, show them how to use a Thermomix, go, oh my gosh, I'm just finishing making ice cream. Come make ice cream. Pour it out in your tray, put it in your freezer, come to the, dessert time, get that out, you'll run a spoon through it and it will be beautiful, okay? You can do that. If you get distracted like I do, and I have no dinner date tonight, okay? It's Friday night, it'll be an early night. If it happens to sit in the freezer in that tray till tomorrow morning, that's okay. Just cut it into cubes, put it back in the Thermi, and you'll see as I scroll down, it says how to chop your chocolate, which I'm not doing. And then it says, once it's all chopped, I'm just going to the, okay, before serving, remove the ice cream from the freezer and allow it to soften for 3 to 5 minutes. Cut it into 1-inch squares with a sharp knife. Mix it 10 seconds, speed 6, scrape down the sides and do it again if necessary, 10 seconds, speed 4, and then stir through your mix-in. Now, if you've got a favorite mix-in, that would be the time to do it. So if you're like, rightio, it is going to be literally what's that shop called? Ice Creamery or something, you know, and they put their own honeycomb and stuff. You could do that. You could actually, at that point in time, be putting whatever your favorite mix in flavor combination is into it. So don't feel like you are stuck with chocolate in this case for this beautiful recipe. Okay, now those of you with TM7, I'm just going to show you a little tip here. See where it says on the black mat, back to current step? It'll shoot me back up to wherever I was at. If I do need to move to a different step to start, you use the 3 dots. Then you say, usually, it won't say finish, it'll usually say set as current step. It's because I'm there at the moment. So that's a little hot tip for those of you with a TM7. Those of you at TM6, you can scroll, press, and then start the step. So have a fantastic weekend. If you're buying ice cream, take the challenge, make your own. Okay, there's 3 different ones you'll find on my YouTube channel. There's the condensed milk, the egg-based one, and then shortly this evening at 6 o'clock, this version. Actually, I probably will get up, it probably won't be 6 o'clock unless I do manage to get the spoon through it, because 6 o'clock is 2 hours away. If I can, I'll put a reminder on. Let's see if I can get back at 6 o'clock and finish this video by showing you how to put the spoon through it. If I can help you with the Thermomix over the weekend, reach out if you've got questions about a recipe, there's something you need support with. If you want to get your hands on a TM7 in time for Christmas this year, reach out. I'd love to support you to get one. If you live in Australia, I can help you. If you live overseas, I can't. I'm sorry. Just those of you in Australia. But otherwise, have a fantastic day. Take care. And I will see you either tonight at 6 o'clock when I'm putting a spoon through it, or in the next video soon. So take care, and I'll see you then. Bye for now. Okay, welcome back. It is done. I'm going to take the lid off, and it says now to transfer to a freezable container. So I've just got this in my rose gold with baking paper on. Just going to pour it on, not too hard, otherwise it goes out the sides. It's quite hot. It smells amazing. That vanilla is beautiful. Just making sure I don't leak any out the sides. What I might do is I might stop there. I'm actually going to take this to the freezer. I'm going to put it in the freezer, and then I'll pour the rest into it on the tray in the freezer, so I don't have to try and carry this over fully loaded. So hopefully I'll see you in a couple of hours, and I'll show you what this looks like as I run my spoon through it. So we'll see you then.